Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Jennifer White, and I am conducting an interview for a class I'm taking at East Central University called Interviewing Skills Techniques. And we're going to record this interview. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So last time we spoke, I know we'd mentioned a few things about you starting back with college, and also you had mentioned that you had struggled with addiction in the past. So that's kind of what I would like to talk to you about today, if that's okay with you. Okay, great. So, if you don't mind me asking, how much, clean time do you have right now? Are you like a year in, a couple months? Where are we at?
A few months in.
A few months. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
About 5 months.
Okay. And how long was your addiction?
Well, I really only did drugs one time for about 20 years.
Okay. Okay, so one time for about 20 years. So it was a pretty lengthy addiction then.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what really made you, what was the thing that made you decide that now was the time that you wanted to get sober?
Mostly prison. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I sat in prison, and when you're in there with a bunch of other drug addicts,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of start to notice little quirks in people
Mm-hmm.
that really kind of bother you about yourself.
Okay.
And I just don't want to be one of those guys that ends up showing back up.
Right.
Yeah, just to visit the homies. I'm not that kind of person. I don't belong there. I'm not a criminal.
Okay.
You know.
So you were incarcerated then for like drug charges and things? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Mostly the stuff that I did while I was on drugs.
Okay. Okay. And so the incarceration experience, it sounds like what you're saying was really motivational for you and had like a really big effect on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got in there and just kind of saw the life and and you didn't want to go back.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I've been to jail several times before, but prison's a little bit different.
Right. I can see how it would be.
Yeah.
Okay. Can only imagine. Okay, so since you have been released, I mean, what kind of steps are you, I know we talked about college, but what other kind of things are you doing to like help yourself stay sober or,
I surrounded myself with sober people.
Okay.
People that are encouraging me to do good things, and not encouraging me to get high.
Right. Right. It's really good to have a good support system around you.
Yeah, and it turns out really I don't feel like I was really addicted to drugs as much as it was the environment around me that was enabling me to just go ahead and get them. It's a lot easier to get them. Everybody's doing them. Everybody I know is doing them.
Right. Right.
And,
if you don't mind me asking, I mean, were you growing up? Were you in an environment, or maybe a living area of the city? Was that prominent in the place that you grew up in? Was drug
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you feel like that had an effect on it?
Yeah, that definitely had an effect.
Okay, it's really interesting. Okay, great. So now, I mean, there's 12-step meetings, counseling services, things like that. What are you taking advantage of that's out there in the community, or
I've been
are
going to
you?
meetings. Go to meetings at church.
Okay. And so continuing to surround yourself with people like that is helping you then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's really great.
Yeah, it's kind of what drives me to want to help other people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so by help other people, can you expand upon that?
Well, I've got 20 years experience on the other side of it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a pretty good understanding of the way things work and like how people think, and and it turns out it wasn't really hard for me to make that change, which I was ready to make that change, and I understand that. I understand it a lot better than I used to.
Okay. Is that something you're wanting to do now? Is
Yeah,
to
I want
help
to
out?
help people, yeah.
Okay, great. And I mean, how would you want to go about doing that? Like with, helping out
I'd like
at
to be an addiction counselor, help drug addicts.
right, and that ties in with what we were talking about last time. With that's what you're doing in college.
That's what I'm doing in
If I
college.
remember correctly. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, well, I think, you've really informed me about a lot more aspects of yourself than I knew before, and I appreciate you sharing that with me. I know some of it is maybe difficult for you to share. It may not be, but I just appreciate you opening up to me and feeling safe enough with me to share that. And okay, well, we will talk again next time, hopefully very soon, and I will see you then. Thank you very much for taking the time today to interview with me.
You're welcome.
Okay, thanks.